Deep Rock Galactic. That's right. We're diving into dwarves now. We're going to have dwarves all month. And I picked up the Deep Rock miniature game a while back. It was actually a gift or a tip from one of my commissions that I did, which great tip, right? Anyway, I've been sitting on this whole set for a long time. These guys have been primed up, ready to go, and this is the month to knock it out. We had October, now we're having Dwarf Month. Anyway, guys, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. And I'll see you guys in there. All right, here we go. Deep Rock, Dwarf action. Look at this guy. This is the Gunner. I don't know if any of you have ever played the game, but it's a terrific game. It's been out for a while, and you get to actually use these guys. And they actually made a tabletop game, which I've never played, and I've been sitting on these models for quite some time. But anyway, we're going to knock this guy out, and I believe, I'll show you something right here. We're kind of go this route. It's kind of a camo, if you can see. It's kind of deserty camo, and we're just going to stick with that, and then we're going to touch some other color. We'll do the shoulder pads red and things like that, and definitely we'll do the gun like it did there. But anyway, this should be a fun little paint, and I'm crunched for time, so we're going to have to knock this out real quick. We're going to go ahead and start with this green brown, and we're going to kind of stipple dry brush all the way around. Same thing we've been doing for the past couple weeks. I'm really enjoying the stippling rather than the brush strokes. And it leaves some really dark contrast, which I really like. So anyway, that's what we're going to do, green brown. Quick base, super simple, stippled all the way around, leaving those dark and rough areas. That's exactly what we want. It creates that damaged, weathered look on the armor, which is terrific, especially when I get a little bit of wash. If I use wash, and I don't know if you noticed lately, I don't use too much wash. I use less wash than I used to. It's crazy. Anyway, let's get that gun, and I'm going to stipple on. I'm going to do the same thing as I did with the armor with the gun, but I'm going to do it with a dark green. All right, let's do it. There we go. We're speed painting this guy really fast with stippling on there, and he's looking terrific already. What we're going to do now is I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to kind of touch up the areas that I hit of each color. Like the brown, I got a little green, and it's kind of like in here on his knee, around the gun right there. I want to get it green. Real quick, just some quick, simple touch-ups. All right, let's do it. All right, there we go. Touched everything up. Got the green and the brown where it needs to be. It's just a nice little cleanup after you dry brush or stipple. Perfect. I love this rough look. I really do. It's it's different. It's a different style than just painting it on, right? This is more of the rough look. Rather, the other one's more of a clean look. Like for instance, like we did with this guy. We just painted rather than stippled, and you can see the difference, right? I hope you can see the difference anyway, but I like this style. This is a quick, simple way to get some armies or models painted, is just to stipple it on and move on. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and get that rock done, and we're going to knock that out with a bit of a dark neutral gray and neutral gray. All right, let's do it. Here I mixed a little bit of ivory into the gray, just to give it that multicolor discoloration, right? Don't have to be precise, just keep it moving, keep to the higher areas. There, a little more. So he's looking good. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to get on to the metallic, and I'm just probably going to do Probably some, where'd it go? Let me take a look over here. I know I put it over here. I'll probably just do some steel. And if you notice, I'm not doing super dark bases. I'm kind of doing a mid base so we can bring that brightness out even faster. All right, so metallic, let's do it. For the straps and the pants and things like that, I'm going to use rubber and rubber highlight just to give some contrast. So he's got that big strap right there. I got his pant. He's got some pants on that I want to, change the colors from the brown so we can break the colors up a little bit. All right, let's do it. All right, seeing as I have the rubber out, I'm going to hit these this hair up a little bit just to give it a little bit of highlights. Start the highlights a little. Did the hair right there in black, and I used some of the rubber and a little bit of ivory to let me back off here a little bit just to give it some contrast. That looks really, really nice. We still haven't highlighted the skin, but I did highlight the strap with rubber and ivory, and also I did the pants. Looks really nice. Guys, really starting to come together now. Let me zoom out a little bit. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to, I believe I'm going to start highlighting the gun with some greens, and then we're going to move on to the red shoulder pads and things like that. All right, let's do it. The face and the head is done except for the cigar, which we'll do at the end when we do the highlighting on the gun. Man, he's looking really good. So far I've spent probably maybe an hour tops on this guy, and he's already looking terrific. Look at that. All right, so now we're going to move on to, I believe, I'm going to get the burnt red down for the shoulder pads and maybe his arm straps, and then we'll highlight it with the power red. All right, let's do it. We're going to start edge highlighting some of the armor a little bit, just to give it some depth. We're getting real close now. Look at that red, look at that green. Man, it looks really nice. And as you saw, I edge highlighted pretty much, and I wasn't super careful about getting around that armor, but now that armor's really popping. And I'm going to take a little bit of ivory and hit some of the top areas to make that armor pop a little bit. And then we'll probably move in with the dark umber and do the camo. I may do the camo. I don't know. I really want to do the camo, but I'm kind of running short on time, to be honest. And I like the way this is looking already, and we haven't even done any wash yet, because I will definitely do some wash on this guy to make those colors stand out. So we may or may not do the camo. I'm not sure. In the comments below, let me know what you would have done. Would you have done the camo or not? You know, I don't know. It's just a quick question. Let me know in the comments. All right, so let's move on to the, let's see, let's do the ivory on the edge highlights on the higher areas and just kind of be done with that armor, and then we'll move on from there. We'll move on to getting the glow on the gun with some orange. All right, let's do it. We're gonna move on to the burning barrel, or the heated up barrel. We're going to start with burnt orange, and we'll move out to orange yellow, and then we'll do a little bit of bismuth yellow, and then we'll probably do a little bit of dry brushing with black around the tip, just to give it that burnt look. All right, let's do it. We finish up with the barrel. I'm not going to do the camo. I'm just going to leave it as is, and we're going to put the wash on, and that should really make it stand out. You know, unfortunately I run out of time. I'm kind of at a time crunch today. I'm back under my wrestling season, and we got things to do. So what I'll do is we'll just do, like I said, we'll just do the wash, and we'll just leave the camo out. Maybe I'll do the camo for another time. If you want to see that exact camo that I've done, go back to some of my military videos a couple years ago, and you'll be able to see. I did the desert camo on some actually Marines, I believe. Go back and take a look. I'll leave a link in the description below. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out. We could do it, but it's just going to take a little bit of time. That's a little more advanced, right? And we're trying to keep this super simple and fast. All right, so what we need to do now is we need to move on with a little bit of bismuth yellow on the end, and we'll be a bit careful with that, and then we'll jump on the washes, and then we'll get them on the spinner, and you'll be good to go. All right, let's do it. All right, there we go. Pretty much done. We got the glow on there. It's not my favorite, but it'll work. It actually matches the aesthetic I've got going on here with the style I painted. Normally what I would have done is I'd have busted out the airbrush and really did that transition, but it's a rough transition, and it looks good. And again, we don't have any wash. Once we put some wash on this guy, he's really going to pop some more. So we're going to do that. We're on the last step now. We're going to get some Agrax Earthshade, and we're going to get it all over. All right, let's do it. Well, there you have it, guys. Deep Rock Galactic Gunner. What a cool little model. Again, I've been sitting on these for quite some time, and I'm really excited to get back to them. And I've got 3 more of the Dwarves to do, and that's what we'll be doing this month. Stay tuned. If you'd like to see anything else painted in the Deep Rock Galactic set, go take a look. Go check it out online. Hit me up. Hit the comments below, and I will knock it out, because there are a ton of bugs for this thing. Anyway, guys, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. I'll catch you next week.